love, divine blessing, for divine oneness, divine bliss, divine health, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith. Okay. Just a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Today, I wanted to majorly talk about um, how we experience all our triggers, right? We all know we've been speaking about acceptance and surrender for a very long time now. Almost today's the sixth class, if I remember properly. So, in after these six classes, we have talked a lot about how triggers come to us. Triggers come to us in the form of our poses, and why are we sort of imbalanced when the triggers come is not because they triggered us. It's like imagine there is a bomb inside us, and this bomb, there are many bombs. Every cage has some experience to give us. Some because we are attached to those cages, it has some experience, which means for example, let's say you have written, if you are aware of IT, if you've done IT programming, or if you're aware about how programs work, we write a code, right? In a computer we write a code, and that code, when you execute it, actually produces some different results. Sometimes maybe visual results, sometimes audio results, sometimes different animations can be produced. So many different things happen, right? But a code is just a set of instructions. So it means that when we have a program in our cage is nothing but a belief system, right? So this cage or this belief system is just a set of instructions. And when these instructions get executed, or when they get triggered, like a program in a software program, what actually happens are different things. So we have already discussed that our world is our reality, which means it's a mirror image. So we have a program within us, and that those programs are constantly projected outside us into the reality, and the drama is a visual representation of what is the code that we have. When you look at the set of codes that are written in software, you may not really understand what it is actually trying to tell. What do the coders do, or what do the developers do? They click on one button called execute. Oh, so that execute button will actually show them, will the operating system will run those commands, and then it will show a visual display of whatever their intention of that program was. So we have such programs inside us, and the intention of that program is to, let's say, watch our desires manifesting into something. Let's say you have a desire. Today, somebody asked me a question, ma'am, what about my husband not flushing the toilet every single time? I mean, it is such a simple day-to-day thing, right? We will not find such examples in books because people don't talk about such things in books and all that. So, ma'am, I get irritated with my husband not flushing the toilet. Or I also wrote about, let's say, when my husband is constantly playing the PlayStation, it triggers me. Somebody else told me, what about my husband constantly coming and then drinking and coming home? Or somebody's husband might throw wet towels on the bed, or they may not fold their own clothes, or you might give them folded clothes, but then they may not keep it inside the shelf. It may still be sitting outside for like weeks and weeks, like that. So like that, there are lots of such triggers that are constantly coming to make us disturbed. And in all of these cases, whether it is somebody not flushing the toilet, whether it is somebody playing something, or whether it is somebody drinking alcohol and coming, it is a executed command. right? Whatever is inside us, there is a program. For that program, okay, that program, for it to basically work well, right? It has to show you that there is a disturbance within you, right? That you are carrying an obstacle within you for self-realization. So that obstacle, when somebody executes or clicks on that button called execute, what will actually show is the drama. What you will see is the drama. See, first you are not noticing the disturbance. First, what is happening is, it's not like you're seeing that first. You're actually, it has already happened first inside. The clicking of the button happened inside first. The triggering happened inside first. Then you are noticing, oh my God, they did not flush. It's not like you noticed that they did not flush first, right? If you, I mean, are you following whatever I'm telling? A little bit, I mean, are you okay? Or is it not clear? If you're, right?
No, you mean to say, what is my understanding is if someone triggers you and it's disturbing me and how I react or respond is my thing.
That is anyway you know. I'm just giving an example of a software program. If you have worked with that, if you work with computer programs, what you will do is, let's say you want to display hello world, or let's say you want to display one parrot on the screen. On the screen of the computer, you want to see one parrot. So now they'll tell the developers, okay, write some coding, write some instructions in the any language, let's say C language, this language, Java language, or whatever language. Write some instructions to display a parrot on the screen. How will parrot on the screen come? You have to say, okay, put one line from here to here, put one round line from here to here, put one straight line for the beak, put one straight line for this, put one more V line for the feet. So like that, there are different instructions, and it has to come in order, right? When it comes in order, the first sentence will get executed, then one line will come like this. Second sentence will execute it, one more line will come like this. Third sentence will come like this. Fourth, fifth, sixth, then ultimately two legs will come, then one beak will come, and this. So ultimately, when all these instructions are executed, you will get one parrot on the screen. So before that, when you saw the instructions, you did not know that it is going to build a parrot. Let's say if you are a third person who is looking at that code, you will not know it's meant for parrot. But I am the one creating the code. No, I know a parrot will get created. And I need to test whether my coding is right or no. Until I click, let's say I clicked on the first time, maybe there is an error. What will happen? Maybe my beak will become round. Oh, I wanted a pointed beak. Now I need to change my instructions to look like this. So like that, developers do some work like that. Okay, behind the screen, they'll do some work. For example, if you and me are looking at Zoom as a screen, some instructions would be there in that Zoom app. If somebody executes the Zoom app and then click this button, click that button, join button, audio button, video button, for all behind each of these buttons, there are some codes. There are some set of codes. Now, when somebody clicked on that, let's say audio button, then from mute, we are going to unmute, which means somewhere inside audio is getting activated and audio is getting deactivated. Mute, unmute. So what happened first? First, I had to click, and then only I got the experience of mute or unmute. Correct? So what we are telling is, whatever is within me as a program, that is already spread out somewhere on this. It is basically available outside. But I am not able to see what is inside unless it comes in the form of a parrot outside. You understand? If I see myself like this, I don't know what kind of instructions I have. I don't know what kind of belief systems I have. Do I know? I can only see my hands, my legs, and my senses are also outward focused. I can't see anything what is inside me, inside my mind. I can't see anything. But for me to see it, it has to be out there projected somewhere. So it is important for us to understand that for something that is inside, for this owner to be able to see it out, to be able to see it within themselves, to be able to acknowledge that this is there within me, I have to see it outside me. Without seeing outside me, I cannot understand who I am. I mean, who I am as a personality, what all is within me. I cannot understand that. So what God will do is He will bring these people to click on some buttons. When they click on those buttons, that portion of the code will actually, it'll already be there. It is already reflected there. But the thing is, which means, for example, let's say you think that electricity is always flowing. No, your washing machine is there, but is it always switched on? No, washing machine is there. These days, washing machine is constantly connected with switch on button only. It is just that we go click on those on button on the washing machine, but electricity button is always switched on these days. So electricity is always flowing. It means that I have to click that on button for the washing machine to switch on. Similarly, whatever is within me is already out there. Poses, everybody are already there. No, like typically, whatever they are meant to do, every single thing is already there. But I can't see anything. I can't observe anything until they trigger it, until they start that drama. So, what I'm telling is, I have to understand that me and my reality are already there with every single program already out there. It is already flowing in my reality as a mirror image. But it is not come to my awareness what is all there. How many programs are already there available for execution? I don't know. But how will I know means only one program per minute per moment will get executed. One moment, let's say a husband will trigger something. Another moment, daughter will trigger something. Another moment, somebody will trigger. So all of these people just come to click on one button, that's all. For who? For me to see my own program. There is nobody else. They are just assistants. Just think that there is one assistant who's going to come and click on one button. And what we do is we go and blame the assistant. Why did you click the button? They'll say, hey, God actually told me to go click the button. I have no business to even trying to understand what is actually happening here. I don't even follow. Because I can only see my program myself. Like I told you, somebody came and looked at my program. On a computer, I was coding. As soon as they looked at the code, do you think they'll understand what I'm coding? They'll not understand. They'll just see a bunch of, let's say, a software program, that's all. They will never understand. Only the author will understand what he's trying to do. Always. Unless you know the intention and then you look at the program, oh, they wanted to write a parrot. Okay, fine, let me look. Okay, then they say, oh, this is going to draw the body of the parrot. This is going to draw the beak of the parrot. All that instructions we are actually understanding. But without me knowing the intention, nobody can understand. So our poses are not here to understand our programs. They are just here to click on one button. So, yeah, Anita.
So it means that we are a set of codes. Those codes we had written in our previous lives. And somebody else is coming and showing us what are the, like that.
That's all. Why?
Yeah,
Because we are in a what do you say, in a state of lack of awareness that I have only written this code. We don't remember that I have written this code. And some of these are faulty codes. Faulty in the sense they are coming to show us that we don't need these. Imagine that somebody had God is telling us, hey, you have all of this, you've written all of these programs. Now you have to trash many of them. You have to delete many of them. Because the operating system is becoming full. We have to delete, like how we have when our phone becomes full, memory full, all that full, we keep getting, no? Storage is out of storage, all that we keep getting. Then what do? We go and delete what we don't need. Here, and how do we go delete what we don't need? We need to go to the storage. We need to go to settings, then go to storage. There it will show which are the applications which have usually WhatsApp only or photos most of the time. So we go to photos. and then it will show which are the biggest heavy ones that are going to that can be deleted. Then we go like that. We basically take decisions and then we delete. Sometimes it's difficult to delete because you have not taken a backup of that anywhere. Then you're constantly thinking, oh, should I delete? Should I not delete? Should I delete? Then that's it. You keep thinking, and then you say, I'll come back to this later, and then you'll go off. That's it. We have so much of garbage like this only. In our life also, there are so many things that people are helping us to delete. They're saying storage full, you're not able to climb up higher. You can't take in more experiences and reach God. So you need to delete some of these programs. And they are coming to show us what programs can be deleted. Because like when we go to delete a program, like when we go to delete some things, they'll say in WhatsApp, these are the items which are more than 5 MB. These are the items which are less than 5 MB, but less than maybe 2 MB. Then this is occupying less. Or even in WhatsApp storage, they will show this group occupies a lot of data. If you do clearing of that group, then like major storage will be restored. So we all have done that many times. Like this only, when we have people like our spouse, our parents, people who are constantly exposed to, they are like this top 5 MB data that can be deleted. If you are getting over the attachments that you have with them, that top so much of MB of data can be actually deleted. Aram se. This is very important for us to understand, especially with husband. When we are with our parents, it is mostly parents only. And then when we are now, maybe to some extent, let's say whether we delete or no, it will give us that contract period to delete is only for so many years. See, when we are very young adults with our parents, what we see with them in terms of our triggers are very different when we are becoming older adults. And then we probably frequently meet our parents or infrequently meet our parents. Triggers are very different. We may not have the same triggers, or we may have the same triggers, but it has probably it has become a lot more intense. The same triggers may probably become a lot more intense as days goes. So, or the triggers itself may be different. So either way, what I'm trying to tell is people who are frequently exposed to, especially in life, who you are constantly connected to in life, are like the topmost WhatsApp groups who has to be who's like carrying a lot of data for you to delete. They are the ones who will free you the most. The villains in our life, who gives you a lot of triggers, they are helping you climb a lot faster if you work on them. Always. Like the top storage area. So this is what we have to remember, that when people in our life, when we constantly complain about our husbands, or when we constantly complain about our children, we have to see them as a blessing. Because if our operating system did not show what are those top ones that we can actually focus on deleting, so that we can free up so much of space, we will constantly be looking by photo after photo after photo. When we'll never end our search at all. That we'll spend a lot of time on this deletion process, isn't it? Do you agree? If you have done your phone cleaning, because the system is able to show us that the areas that we need to focus the most, we are focusing, and then we are actually putting some attention to delete that. And then even if we have not cleared all of the suggestions that the WhatsApp is giving, at least top 3 or 2, if we have deleted, at least you'll get back most of the 15 MB data. You'll aram se get. So that is why when we are thinking about our first line, especially people you have a lot of attachment to, they are the ones who will actually take you the farthest in spiritual growth. Always. So give them a lot of importance. And ulta, if people are, you are not so attached to some people, but they are and they're constantly praising you, they are feeding your ego. Run away from them. Run away from them, I say. I mean, don't even go to them frequently. Don't speak to them frequently. What they will do is they'll only put a lot more, they'll make your ego fatter and fatter by feeding it a lot more. So don't be with people who are praising you too much and who you want validation from constantly. Am I doing the right thing? Yeah. Did I cook well? You want to say yes, and those people are constantly going to say yes to you. And they are always trying to appreciate you, always trying to praise you. It really does not help. Comfort zone is our enemy in growth. It is one of the biggest enemies that we have in the spiritual growth. Comfort zone. And when we have people who are constantly bloating us, no, you will never be able to grow. Especially when we constantly want to keep hearing good things about ourselves. And when we also speak good things about ourselves, it is called suicide. It is called spiritual suicide. In Mahabharata, it says that. It says in one of the contests, in one occasion, what happens is Arjuna would have taken a oath saying, if somebody questions about my Gandiva Dhanus, if somebody is questioning and saying, you drop your Gandiva Dhanus because it's not worth, or something like, if they basically insult the Gandiva Dhanus, then I'm going to kill them. He would have taken an oath like that. So what happens at some point, this Yudhishthir, his brother, will sort of give the Gandiva Dhanus some insult like this. He'll tell, you're not killing Karna, you're constantly allowing him to be alive and all of those things. So, dikhar hai. He'll tell, your Gandiva Dhanus is a waste. You are no good carrying it, or something like that, he will tell. So now this Arjuna will be in a dilemma. Oh my God, I have to now kill my own brother. So what he will tell is, Krishna, I have to now kill my brother. And I don't want to kill my brother also at the same time, because killing the brother is a very heinous crime. So what should I do? Then Krishna will tell, see, um, if you basically scold him a lot, then it is equal to killing him. So he will scold his brother like left, right, and center. All his entire heart will come out. All his whatever, you are one. I mean, he'll talk like anything. He'll say that you are this gambler who did this. Because of you, we are like this. All that he will shout, and then Krishna will tell, okay, fine. Then he'll tell, okay, I'm done. I've told everything. Then he'll tell, this is equal to you killing your brother. But he did not actually kill the brother. But he committed that crime. He committed that act, which means scolding somebody, shouting at somebody to insult them and all, is equal to killing. And in another context, he will also say that when a person is constantly praising, about boasting, talking about themselves. Why do we talk about ourselves? We talk about ourselves because we are in a state of lack. We want attention, we want validation, we don't feel it's not good enough that we please God. If God gives us a report card, how does he give us a report card? How does he actually say, wow, Smita, or wow, somebody? He'll give us that grace to think properly, to have the clarity of thinking, to be able to apply acceptance and surrender. All of those things, that is his grace. To when we get a satsang like this, when we get a good knowledge, and also an environment to practice, all of that is his grace. That is how he says, very good, very good. But we don't want that. We want somebody to say very good, very good. So we constantly bother our poses, and then we say, please tell me very good, please. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this? And then we constantly talk about ourselves a lot. When we talk about ourselves, he says that is equal to suicide. Why suicide? If you look at it, when we talk about ourselves, we are talking from a place of lack. So we are just constantly feeding that ego. And they will also feed the ego. If they appreciate us, it will feed that ego's lack even more. So when we come from a place of ego, when we are boosting that ego a lot, when we are reacting from a place of ego, all of that is equal to self-suicide, or suicide, basically. So anyway, coming back to the point, what I was trying to tell is, um, uh, so like this, we are, like this, all the poses are helping us to watch what we already have. So, and these top tier people are going to definitely help us clear some of our top baggages, top attachments. And why do we have these attachments and all of that? It's because we have desires. And everything stems from a desire. And these desires are, from where are these desires coming? Desires are coming from the ego. And ego, because it thinks I'm the body and all of that, no? So because it wants the body to be safe. So it thinks if the body has to be safe, I need to have all these desires. Desire to, let's say, my husband should talk to me like this, then my body will be safe. My mind will be safe. If my children behave like this, then I'll be safe. If somebody respects me, then I'll be safe. But before those desires even actually happened, we must not forget that it was already there. Before the desire happened, the what do you say, the nature of who we are, a person who expects desire, a person who expects respect, a person who expects lies, who wants to tell lies, who wants to, let's say, be jealous, whatever it is that we are as a nature, that is already there within us. Like I told you in my last classes, as a Jivatma, our nature is fixed. From, let's say, the bottommost part of our journey to the topmost part of our journey, our nature is fixed. Nature here is, let's say, a collection of gunas. Whatever I am, that bunch of flavors that I have within me are very, very unique to me. In one frequency, some layer will be exposed. I have to reveal. I have to see that part of me. Let's say if there is, I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Let's say, just for understanding sake, if I have, let's say, 10 layers of me, right from the beginning of my journey to the end, to the top of my journey, till self-realization. Let's say I have 10 layers. Every layer for me to see, I have to have a reality, or rather I have to be in a body. That body will have, in that body, my sole purpose of that body is just one layer. And that one layer will be there in my DNA or my Akashic records or whatever. And that program will be reflected into my reality. And in that reality, I will have those respective poses who will give me that trigger. All that, everything is all set. That matchmaking, everything is all done by God. Now, those people will help me see whatever is there in that first layer. Because by the time I cross this body and go to another body, the plan of this body, the soul plan of this body, I have to finish now. Plan and execution. I have to know what is in my first layer, because that was the plan. Let's say if everything goes well, I finish that first layer and then go to second layer in my next body. So in that first layer, what all was there, I have to see. Then what will happen? I have understood now first layer of my body, first layer of my identity. As a Jivatma, I have understood my first layer. What all did I see? I saw some fears with respect to, let's say, some existence. I don't have a house. I don't have family. I am very poor. So many different layers are there, let's say. All that first layer is shown to me. When, let's say, I have expectation on somebody, it means that first I had to have a desire, and these desires are planted inside me to see my first layer. I may have a desire, let's say, to become a singer in this body, because singing related layer is there. Some things with respect to singing is there. But in my past life, I didn't have singing as my desire, no. all these desires are there in this body so that I can see that first layer. Because without those desires, I will not actually see those, my own nature. If I had, unless I have a desire to, let's say, my husband, I have a desire that the toilet has to be very clean, and an expectation that adults have the common sense to flush the toilet. This much is, let's say, um, it's not very specific to toilet or something when it comes to my patterns, Jivatma level. No, it is not, the programming is not like a toilet, PlayStation, or let's say something else. No, it is not at that level. It is just saying expectations of this frequency, desire of this frequency, anger of this frequency, and that will actually come out in the form of a drama. These people will do drama outside. Poses will do the drama. And then when I see that, no, there is that exact thing, that program will get executed inside me. They have triggered it. And then I will feel the program. When I feel the program, what I think, if I'm in misunderstanding, I will think, oh, because of them only, I am actually feeling like this. No, it's not because of them. They just clicked on that button. All that necessary, that is, all the things that are necessary for me to feel it, no, is all inside me only. I only created it at some point in the past. Now it's a deletion program. I have to delete it. And unless they come and show me that I have to delete it, I will never know that it is supposed to be deleted. So, first thing that we have to do in all these cases is first remove them, remove the people who showed you from the equation. Forget about them. It is very painful to forget about them, but we have to keep trying to remove them and keep coming back to this thing that, oh my God, I had this, I had this. We'll think, yes, I've gotten over this. Yeah, and these days I don't even get angry. We'll think like this. But next time when such a thing happens, and let's say you got angry, you will only then know, no, that that is still there within you. That cage is still there. That attachment to that cage is still there within you. Until then, you won't know. So desires or these people in your life are very much necessary for you to see. Without them, you cannot see what is within you. You cannot self-realize without your poses. You cannot self-realize without actual, let's say, non-God related desires. These, these things that we have in the impermanent world, the desires, without them, you will never know what are your lower form of attachments. Only because they were there only, right? You were able to know. See, if our, first of all, we have to be very clear about our goal. What is my goal? Is, if my goal is to make a house, if my goal is to, let's say, get married, if my goal is to whatever, it keeps shifting. Oh yeah, I finished building a house. Now next, what is my goal? Something else. My goal, that will keep shifting. If you have a constantly shifting goal, then your desires also will constantly keep changing and it keep jumping. You'll be jumping from one thing, but there should be one common goal, which will never change across your life or across many lives. It will go across many lives when your desire is very strong. If the desire is God, God will not keep changing. It's just one God. Your desire is God, then everything can be compared to that desire. And how will you keep God as your desire? For example, let's say, um, you know, let's say A.R. Rahman. I'm just giving an example. Now, you know A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman is a very good music composer. He has done, he has composed so much of music for, let's say, Roja and many of these, many songs, very, very good songs. And when you think of A.R. Rahman, you can think of that song. And what you will do, you will read about him. You will read about his music, the way how disciplined he is with respect to music. All that you will think about. Or let's say, for example, you think about some Carnatic classical singer or Mirabai, for example, or any of these saints. How do you respect them? what is actually making you respect them so much? What is making them, what is you make, what is the reason why you respect them so much? You read about them. You read about their work, or you have experienced their work. So then you'll get that respect on them. So if you need to respect God, you need to look at his work. You need to read about him. You need to listen about him. Your sense organs must know him as much as possible. Your eyes must know him in the way it should know him. Your ears must know him. Your smell, how do we smell God? For example, let's say you light camphor, it will feel very divine. When you maybe light an agarbatti, a sandal agarbatti or something. We don't light agarbattis generally at home. Unless it is in a puja room, we don't light agarbattis. Or a camphor, or let's say some dhoop. Something that reminds you of God. That smell. Or even many people, when they smell fragrance from flowers, jasmine or rose or something like that, it smells very divine. That smell is God. Without that smell, will rose get that importance? Without that beauty, will rose get that importance? That beauty is God. That without that, color in the rose, without that fragrance in the flower, without that tenderness in the flower, will it actually become attractive? No. What is actually making it attractive are these extra qualities, and that is God. So when you smell him in all of these things, and remember, oh, this is that special quality that this flower has. A jasmine may smell differently compared to any other flower. So it gives it that special quality, right? So that special quality is God. But God is not that quality. God is beyond that quality. But when in that flower, he becomes that smell. In let's say a mango, he becomes that flavor of mango. But that flavor of we cannot say that flavor of mango only is God, and we can't keep doing puja to flavor of mango. No, God is beyond the flavor of mango. But when he exhibits himself in a mango, he shows himself like that. So know God. Then through your nose you know God. Then how do you know God? Through your touch. Very easily we can maybe feel God in the murtis, and maybe we can feel God in the tenderness of the flowers, or even when in little babies. Wherever you feel, wherever you feel that there is God, that is God for you. Everybody might feel God in different ways. Because God, if we are able to experience God through our sense organs, how do we taste God? Sometimes we remember God only through the prasadam. Or let's say if you have cooked your food is tasting very beautifully, then some people might say, wow, this is so tasty. Thank you, God. Then we remember God. So we are remembering that the taste in this food has come because of God. Some people might say, no, no, I added extra sambar powder, yeah, that's why it is tasty. Some people might say, oh, I added extra tamarind, that's why it is tasty. It depends on one person's perspective. Somebody might say, yeah, this is very tasty because of grace of God. It all depend. So you have to experience God. The more you experience God, before you experience God, you have to listen, hear easily. Before we smell God, we can hear God, we can see God. These are the two things that actually we can consume a lot more. So keep knowing about him. Like how we learn about other human beings and start to respect them. We have to make an attempt to know this character called God. In your own way, you can go. You want to go about you want to learn about Shiva. If Shiva is your Ishta Devata, then go read about Shiva, learn about Shiva, how he behaves with his bhaktas, with his devotees. Then you'll be like, I mean, when I was a very huge fan of Shiva, I have seen Devadidev Mahadev in Sony. I mean, literally, I was totally flat. And then over a period of time, after I finished seeing that serial, then I saw Ramayan serial. Then I was a fan of Ram. So like this, we keep becoming fans of different devatas like this. It's okay when we in our prarabdha karma, maybe Devadidev Mahadev was written so that I get that connection with Shiva. And in that period when I was, let's say, with Shiva, I would have definitely got his grace to learn so many things, to overcome so many obstacles that I had in my life. So many poses may have come in my life to teach me so many other things, and which couldn't have happened without the grace of Shiva. So, like this, each deity in our life comes to teach us. As a teacher, they are guiding us like our guardian angels. It's okay, whoever is your Ishta Devata, go read about him, go see serials. These days we have so many serials. Don't question whether they are right or wrong. I mean, even if they are deviating and making it slightly more dramatic, it's okay. At least it is touching your heart and making you more connected to that deity, right? It's okay. Maybe in future, when you become a saint or something, then you can go directly into Brahma Sutras and then read, oh, did this come from Vedas or no? We are not there yet. It's okay. We can see some Hindi serial or some serial only, even if it's dramatic, even if they've cooked up some story also, it's okay. It's better to get connected with that deity as much. What is a good feeling that you get about them? So learn about them. Then only you will feel like actually making them your goal. Oh my God, he was so good with that devotee. Even I have to be like that because it feels good to be in that place. So then that connection will start to improve. Then you'll feel. Then somebody in some story they will probably do something. They will feed. They will, let's say, keep prasad naivedyam for God like this in this way, or they will say, oh, I don't want to actually eat before I feed it to God. Some practices you will actually see which these people have done. Then when you feel like doing it, you will start doing it on your daily life because it suddenly felt very impressive, and then you want to do it, you will start doing it. Then imagine how much that connection is developing. Then it will become very personal to you. That character becomes very personal to you. And so the more it becomes personal and personal and personal, no, it actually intensifies and you want to follow acceptance and you want to do surrender. When the desire for God is the highest in your life, no, then all the desires become less. Ego's natural principle is this only. Ego's natural principle, let's say, for example, your desire to make the toilet clean is far greater at that time. My husband should flush the toilet is far greater than any other desire. One of the desires could be that it's okay, even if he does not flush the toilet. I am in this bathroom in this moment, so I am seeing a dirty toilet, so I can flush. It's simple. Because she did not have a desire that the toilet should be clean. There was no desire that my husband only is an adult and he should be flushing the toilet. What if there was a child in that place? There won't be any desire, no? Oh, my child is still very young. I'm still teaching her to flush the toilet. Sometimes she remembers, sometimes she doesn't remember. So we are willing to forgive them, forgive their whatever that they did not flush. We'll go teach them with patience. But when it becomes an adult, when it comes to an adult, there is a desire involved. So what I'm saying is these small desires are bound to change. If my perception changes, that desire doesn't become very big. So we are having all these desires within us that will keep shifting. Today it's okay. Today it is less intense. Tomorrow it is more intense. All of that will keep happening. But what is actually very important is my desire for God has to be the strongest. And what will make it the strongest? How to make it the strongest? If desire for God is the strongest, then I will also be willing to walk on the right path. Then I will not tell lies. Then I will not try to cheat somebody. Some basic fundamentals that we already know, you will want to do that. And you'll not compromise on that. Because now divinity, it's standing on the foundation of divine. I want God is my foundation. So on top of that foundation, you will do dharma. You will walk the path of dharma. And then what will happen? Your duties become as if you want to do for Him only. Then it will become like a worship for God. Every single work that you are doing will become worship. Everything. Whether it is, then you'll not complain. Oh, I don't have time to sit and meditate. I don't have time to sit and chant. I don't have time to sit and do bhajans, kirtan. I don't even have time for acceptance and surrender class. None of these will come. We actually don't need classes. We don't even need classes if we had that foundational goal as God. Today we don't have that goal. That is why all these classes are necessary to make that goal God. So once we make that goal as God, he'll become like that topmost person in our life. And then you'll want to do everything for him, no? Today, don't you think you do everything for a person that you love? You're cooking for your husband or you're cooking for your children, some dishes, this dish, that dish. You want to dress for them, you want to do something special for them, you want to tell some good news first to them. We make the person who is special in our life, we already have the skill to do everything for them. So the same skill, we just have to shift the focus and make it God. Then that will become like permanent in our life. We don't have to shift at all. It will only become more and more and more. Today, let's say if mother is my biggest person like that, yeah, it will be like strong until the mother lives. Once the mother is dead, gone. Father is dead, gone. Husband is dead, gone. Child is dead, gone. Everybody will die and go. Or they leave you and go. The connections will change over a period of time. But with God, it doesn't change. Life after life, life after life, life after life, whatever you put effort in this Janma will actually get carried forward to the next Janma. Tell me how many people we have been attached to in our past lives. Was that attachment and time even worth it? We don't even remember. How much of time has been wasted in being attached to make somebody special in our life? And if they were so special in our life, shouldn't we remember them? We've spent so much of time making them special in our life, right? We did, our life itself was sacrificed for them, but we don't even remember them. Look at the irony. Such a waste of time. So we need to focus. I mean, today maybe God is not our focus, but we need to somehow make God our focus. Put effort. Think that he is some person that you need to literally befriend, become friends with, get connected to, all of that. So that is the effort that we need to put first. Then what will happen is the more you know about him, and today social media, we have so much of content to know about God. Just start one, and we have plenty of algorithms on Facebook or Instagram or on social media to constantly keep feeding you this information. You don't even have to go and search. One day you go see something about Ramayana, that's it. The next few posts will be only about Ramayana. It'll keep popping up, popping up, popping up. Imagine that is a very, very good advantage of all these social media apps. If you see something bad also, they will keep showing that. If you see something good also, they'll keep showing you some, because algorithms have been written like that. So why shouldn't you just take the time and advantage of all of these social media apps and see something that is more relevant to you, making God as your focus? Because it's very simple. When you make God as the goal, then you will walk the path of dharma. And where there is dharma, there is Krishna always. You know that, right? Where Pandavas were there, they were following dharma. Because why? Their goal was Krishna. They never crossed Krishna's path. They always aligned with him. So if God is our goal, then we'll naturally be dharmic. That sense of right and wrong will automatically come into our buddhi. Then when our sense of right and wrong is correct, we will also be motivated to follow that right and wrong that is coming from within us. we will be motivated to do acceptance and surrender because we will know that, hey, he's running the cosmos, my friend, my bestie, my love, my most important person is running the cosmos. I cannot go against him. I may not like what is being shown, but yeah, I can't fail him. I can't cross him. I have to align with him because he's very important to me. So you will do acceptance. You will walk surrender. You will do surrender. Imagine how easy it becomes when you teach the ego to make God as the important person, then ego itself will drive you to keep doing that. You should use your own tools. We should use our own tools. We can't go against the nature of the ego. We can't go against the nature of the mind. We can't go against the nature of the sense organs because they are far too powerful. But if we can change their direction to point towards God, then automatically they'll keep walking towards God. You don't have to put effort at all. It will keep walking. And a person who has God as his goal is unshakable. See, was Krishna himself was not able to shake Arjun when Krishna was sleeping and Arjun and Duryodhan both came towards Krishna. Duryodhan wanted Krishna's army because it was far greater, far higher in number than what Kauravas had. So he wanted that army. He came first. Duryodhana came first. And he sat at the head next to the head of Krishna because Krishna was sleeping. He didn't want to sleep near he didn't want to sit near the leg and wait for him to get up. Because sitting near the leg is the job of a servant. So he said, I am not a servant, I am a king. So I am going to sit at his head. So he sat next to his head and then he was waiting. Then Arjun came. Arjun sat near the feet because he thought his position was at God's feet only. So he sat at the feet. And then as soon as Krishna opened his eyes, he saw Arjun only. And then when Krishna said, what do you want, Arjun? Then Duryodhan said, hey, I came first. You should ask me. Then later on, Krishna said, no, no, since Arjun is younger, we'll give him only first chance to speak. And what did Arjun ask? He asked for God himself. Then God said, hey, you're asking me, be careful. I'm not going to fight in your war. And I will not even lift any weapon. So you can't think that I'm going to be very useful in your war. You will be the one fighting, you'll be the one doing everything. I can maximum be a charioteer, that's all. Then Arjun said, no, no, Krishna, you be anything. What you can choose, whatever you want to be. I just want your presence with me, that's all. He just asked for his presence. So why did God even agree to go to his side? Because he was walking the path of dharma. And why were they walking the path of dharma? Because they were already aligned with Krishna. They were already thinking he is God. They already knew he is God and I will only worship him. So there was no question in their head that I have to, I want whatever he had. But Duryodhan wanted what God gave, what God created. Many a times, even we don't want God, but we want God to give us, to give our children the right education. We want God to give maybe some job that we want. We want God to give us some financial income. We want some favors from God. We don't want God himself. So when we behave like Duryodhan, God will give. God gave his army to Duryodhan. A very powerful army, he gave it to Duryodhan. He did not say no. But in that battle, Krishna's army also was destroyed. He did not show favoritism. Krishna or God is called a Nirlipt. In Sanskrit, they call it Nirlipt. Nirlipt means he is like this drop of water on a lotus leaf. It is a water drop, but it doesn't wet the leaf, which means he's so detached. He also created a situation for his own Yadava family also to get destroyed, because they were also walking the path of adharma at some point in time, because their goal shifted. So when our goal shifts, God will not hesitate to destroy the things that we have been possessed with, which means the army that he selected was destroyed. The people in our life were destroyed. People in their life were destroyed. Everything was destroyed. Why? Because we had wrong goals. So if army is Duryodhana's goal, it got destroyed. If his throne was his goal, it got destroyed. His body was his goal, arrogance, comfort, body was destroyed. So apart from God, if you choose anything in your life as your goal, it will get destroyed. That is the summary, or that is the takeaway from all of this Mahabharata. Mahabharata is not just the story of Kauravas and Pandavas. It is far greater than that. When we, for people who have not done Mahabharata, what do you say, hearing Mahabharata from people, no, from these Pandits, we will think it is only these family stories. No, it is not at all. It is just the family story is just a small portion of that. There is a lot more in that Mahabharata. I mean, like the way we say Bhagavad Gita has solutions to every problem in our life, or it is a manual, human manual. Similarly, Mahabharata is a dramatic, what do you say, movie of the entire Vedas. And Vedas are not just family drama, right? It is much, much more beyond that. So everything is there in Mahabharata. It is one of the topmost things that every person has to hear and understand. And it is not enough if we hear it once. We have to keep hearing, because we are in a level of consciousness where we can't retain some of this divine information. Can we retain this acceptance and surrender class? Do you listen to this once and then go practice everything? Have you? I mean, even after talking so much, also I can't do that. Even I can't do that. So just hearing is not enough. We have to keep hearing all the time until our last cage is destroyed, until our last cage is detached from. We have to keep hearing that this is God. God is like this. God is like that, and keep like we have to keep hearing so much, and seeing some and then keep God as the goal. Today I may have God as the goal. Tomorrow my goal might shift because I did not hear it enough. I did not make time. If you want your life to actually go in the right path, the right direction, happiness, peace, everything should be there. Make God as your goal. Put all your effort to make God as a goal. And you find out your own way. How can I know this person? What will actually make me know this person? Ideas will come to you. Whatever is very unique to you, ideas will come to you because he's very open. In Krishna Avatar, I saw this. He'll be trying to ensure that his mother doesn't know his identity. When he does so many miraculous things, right? He kills Putana, then he kills so many other demons. Kali, that snake Kalinga, all of Kalia, that snake Kalia, he dances on that snake, everything he does. And in all of these cases, he behaves like God, but he doesn't want his mother to know that he's God, because he's the entire one of the major reasons for his avatar is to uh, experience a mother's love, the Yashoda and Krishna's relationship. He wanted to experience that. His mother will be like very strict. She'll be very loving. At the same time, she'll also be very strict, very fearing. She wants to always protect her son, constantly in her own clutches, very possessive. Like a typical mother is, she'll have all those characteristics. And he wants to experience that mamta from him, the motherly affection and all of that from her. And if Yashoda gets to know that she'll be a very great bhakta of Narayan. But imagine that if she gets to know that the avatar of Narayan only is Krishna, will she be able to be very strict with him, pull his ears, and then what do you say, give him some beating, or let's say no, you can't do this, you can't do that, and then tie him to some let's say stone or something. She will never be able to do that, right? She will always have bhakti in her heart. That bhakti will get transformed. So he'll always be suffering. Then somebody will reveal at some point. Somebody will reveal some person who was about to get moksha. He will recognize that this is God, and then when the mother comes in search of him, then he will tell, "Ah, this is God Himself." Then, as soon as he tells, she'll actually be able to see God in him. And then she'll fall to her feet, and then she'll start praying, and then she'll start saying, I'm so sorry. When I had to basically do puja to you, I did this. She'll start feeling guilty, and then she'll go into that remorse. Then he will start crying. As a child, he will start crying, and he'll say that everybody in the world are my devotees, or they don't know me, or they are indifferent about me. But there are very few people who actually see me as a human, and then give me that human interaction, and then they just give me that pure motherly love or something like that. I crave for that. I crave for that sincere interaction with people, because I don't get that. I'm alone. I'm alone because I am Paramatma. I am alone. Everybody looks at me like as if I am God, and there is no human related experience with coming to me. So when somebody is giving me that human related experience, I want it. I crave for it. And then that Lakshmi Devi will come, and then as Maya she will come, and then she will erase the memory a little bit. She'll say, mother's love cannot be changed, and then I can't remove everything, all that memory I can't change, but some part of it. Then somehow he will do some tricks, and then he will make her forget that she, because he'll act like a little boy who's confused, who's cold, who's this and that, and she'll be, Narayan cannot feel like this. No, he's God. So she'll actually drop her beliefs, and then so like this. What I'm trying to tell is we have to have that personal connection with God. When we see such stories, we think, oh my God, he's so lonely. He's so lonely. He does everything to everybody, but in all of us, we are all alive because of him, but we are not even acknowledging that he's available. We are not even saying thank you. Forget about all of this. We are not even what is he getting from all of us? Nothing. So all that least we can do is whatever little comes to our head, we can actually have that interaction with him. Make it personal. Don't make it fearing. If you become God fearing, no, then you will be like the last person he wants to come to. Be God loving. The way you love other people, the same way love him also. Don't bring rules and regulations and all that. Just between you and him, no rules are necessary. The more you know about him, no, the goal will become stronger. The path for you to do acceptance and surrender will become far more easy. Today we struggle. We say, oh, trigger, this, that, what am I watching? My emotions, it is passing like clouds. All of that we do, no? It becomes very technical sometimes. But when can we move beyond this? Initially, yeah, all of this is necessary. But then we have to develop this God's presence in our life. Without that, we can't keep walking this endless journey. You know how many cages we have? Without this God's presence in our life, without that personal thing in God's in our life, we cannot detach from those cages. That vairagya will not come. That vairagya will not come. Vairagya means detachment. It will not come. Without that vairagya, Lakshman couldn't have left his wife Urmila and come behind Ram, no? Why did he come behind Ram? Because his love for Ram was stronger than his love for Urmila, his wife. He left his wife for 14 years and he walked. He did not even tell his wife. Before committing to Ram, he did not tell his wife. He told his wife after committing to Ram, he said, no, I'm coming with you. No, nothing doing. I can't live without you. He just walked. That is that Vairagya that we see. And when we look at Bharat, we look at the dharma that he followed. He just kept his Rama's two paduka or the slippers, and then he just ruled the kingdom. He thought, I'm not ruling the kingdom. The slipper, the energy in the slipper is ruling the kingdom. I'm not getting these thoughts of what is right and what is wrong. The paduka is giving me the energy. It is actually guiding me, he would tell. And he didn't live like a king also. He just lived outside. In some village he stayed, and then he ruled the thing from outside. So why is he able to walk that path of dharma? People say that Ram loved Bharat more than anybody, because Bharat was, you see, being Lakshman in the presence of God is slightly easier if you ask me. But being Bharat and walking that path away from God, being away from God and walking that path is far more harder, isn't it? Constantly remembering and being with God and remembering that He's God, He's God, He's God, He's God is okay. We will do it all if we have that awareness. But let's say God is not with you, like all of us, God is not with us in our mind, God is not with us. At least in our awareness, He's not there. Because we don't know, we don't remember Him all the time. Like that, but are we able to do dharma? Are we able to think that he's my goal, he's my goal, he's my goal? He'll come to me someday, 14 years later, he'll come to me. At least there in the story, it was 14 years later. But at least in our life also, sometime in the future only he's going to come to us, no? But can we be like him? Constantly doing whatever is supposed to do, thinking that he's the driving force, I'm surrendering to him, all of that. So that is why he loved him more. He loved him more because it was harder for him to follow that path. And he will love us a lot more when we can walk that path, especially when we are not in awareness that he is around us. Ram was there. He is omnipotent, omniscient, and all of that. He was with Bharat then also. But in the story, he was not there. He was in some other forest. He was in the land. He was in the Ayodhya. So, like that, it becomes easier to walk that path if your goal is very clear. So, how to make the goal clear? We have to put our effort to expose him to all the sense organs so that he becomes our goal. Okay, what else? And then our duty to love, to do everything for God's love. God's love or God's happiness means for his he should be able to, is he going to be happy when we do this for him? Is he going to feel ashamed when we look at him, when he looks at our act, or is he going to be proud of us? That is how we can measure. How will he rate me? How will he actually appraise me when he looks at what I did? So this quality will come when this kind of expectation is there from God. No, you can have expectations from God. You can have expectations from God. You can have desires with respect to God. This don't have likes, don't have dislikes. All this is only for human beings, with respect to human beings. But with respect to God, you can have likes, you can have dislikes, you can have everything you can have. Because he's a permanent entity. He's not impermanent. Because why do they say with impermanent, don't have all of these things? Because the goal will keep shifting. So it is a waste of energy. But with God, all the things that you have, they say jealousy is not a waste, anger is not a waste. Everything with respect to God is not at all a waste. You can see many devotees who had anger. God, why didn't you come? I wanted you to come. All that anger they will show. And God will immediately come. There are so many stories like that. Especially Jagannath stories, there are plenty of Jagannath stories. If you are Krishna stories also, where the devotee was angry that God didn't come. And he quit his food. He said, I'm not going to eat because you said you were going to come, but you're not coming. I think that Namdev story only I have told, right? He didn't eat for 3 days. Come, 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 come. He didn't come. Then he said, I'm not going to live because you did not come. And then he tried to cut himself. And then God appears. So any of these natural lower tendencies that we have, even anger, fear, all of those things that we have, no, have it with respect to God. It's okay, they say. He will, he will address it. He will come to you in the right way. But don't have it with respect to poses, because it doesn't work. It doesn't matter because they are not even involved. It is all our business. So poses have not done anything with respect to this. Okay. Then if we have desires which are not equal to God, then that vairagyam will not come. Then God cannot be in our presence. God will, when God is not the, God will not become our goal. So first God has to become our goal, then everything will follow automatically. Then things will become effortless. Acceptance becomes effortless. Surrender becomes effortless. It's okay. See, when we are able to practice acceptance, surrender, and we are seeing our desires, when we are reacting and all of that, how should we think? We should think that, oh, God is not my goal yet. Let me put more time in making my God my goal. That's enough. Instead of trying to say, oh, next time I have to think like this, acceptance, I have to practice with my husband, blah, blah, blah. Replace that with God. See more God stories, do more jap, think more about God. In everything, God is there. What if you realize today itself? In this moment, Durga has to find God. In the washing, in the clothes that she's washing, only she has to find God. That is God's goal. That in every moment, in case they self-realize now itself, in this moment, I have to be there in front of them. That is his goal. To be available to us in everything. And of course, he's available to us. No, that is why we are all alive. If he was not there in us, we would be dead by now. So God is so much available to us. We just have to realize. And it becomes easy to practice acceptance, even if you are not able to practice acceptance, even when you, let's say, shouted at your husband or shouted at somebody else, your kids or whatever, eventually you'll be able to forget it and accept that, oh, they showed me what I had to see within me. Thank you, God, for showing me for sending me these people. At least you'll end it with gratitude. You may have not done acceptance there. You may have even reacted. It's okay. But at least it will help you. In that moment, if you bring God, say thank you. Thank you for bringing these people into my life. They showed me what are the programs I had to delete because they were eating up my storage. So when you think like that, it will also actually help you walk towards God. It is not just about seeing God, hearing God. In your mind space, God should occupy more in every moment. Whatever you're doing, good, bad, ugly, think somehow related to God. Somehow bring gratitude for God. All the time. So when you bring a lot of gratitude and see, God should occupy your mind. Your mind should be full of Him in all the things that you do. So then there is Him, or He only will become your goal, because in your mind is like always with Him only, no? He has already become your goal, right? So they were asking me to talk about addictions, right? In my post, I told that when, in my case also, somebody was talking about addiction to alcohol. That husband will drink and come. How should I behave? How should I interact? I have told so much not to drink, but they continue to drink. See, somewhere, why is that internal program getting reflected outside as a pose who is addicted to alcohol? These are called prarabdha karma. And these karmas, whether we like it or no, it will come. We are bound to face those karmas. All that we have to ask God is for clarity at that time. The clarity to be able to think about God, to reflect on that situation as if it is my karma, and to think that this is something that my program is getting executed. What is my desire? What is my expectation? For all of us to think that thing, we need grace of God. So when we are not having that, when we are angry, when we are blaming, we are trying to fix somebody, all that, and we at least we get the clarity that, oh my God, I'm still doing this, I'm still doing that. We have to have, just a minute, we have to have that clarity. So we are asking for that clarity, because with that, karma will not change. We only want clarity at that time, because if clarity comes, there is peace, and then you'll see things as they are. But then if there is no clarity, then we will misunderstand the situation. We will misunderstand it the way we want. We will not see it as is. Right? So in this case also, we had something, that is why it is reflected outside. Isn't it? So like that, we should be able to see some of these things. And wherever we have any of these uncomfortable tendencies that we feel, some cages, it is because there is one desire that is not having God as the goal. We can only think like that and somehow put some effort to bring God there more and more and more. We can only invest in bringing God as the goal. We cannot change what is already going to come to us as an experience. That cannot be changed because it is karma. It will come whether we like it or no. We only need more clarity. We only need that God's grace to be able to see a different perspective in the same experience. Then then we will be able to practice acceptance and then surrender and all that. Things will move on. We will pass. But without that, the same will feel like a suffocation. And that desire to change something, to shift something will constantly keep coming. So we just have to fill that gap with more of God. That's all. We cannot do anything else. That is the only change we can bring in our life. We cannot bring changes in the poses. It's futile. Okay. I was also thinking about one more thing. See, many of these desires that we have, which are, which just keeps growing and growing and growing from one desire to another desire, one desire to another. These are like these. If you've done this Durga Saptashati, if you've read Durga Saptashati, or if you've read Durga stories, Durga related story, if you've read this story of Raktabija, Raktabija was a demon, and he had a boon from Brahma or Shiva. He had a boon that every drop of his blood will become another Raktabija himself. So when mother actually when Durga comes to basically kill him, he every time she chops him off, all the blood that gets spilled will become another Raktabija again and again and again and again. So what she will do is eventually she will understand this, and then she will just kill him on her tongue itself. She'll spread her tongue like this, and then he will get killed on the tongue and she'll swallow everything. So what it actually means is all of the desires can die only when God becomes your goal. When in the presence of God only, it can get killed. Otherwise, it will just keep giving birth to one more desire. It cannot be killed. And every desire will always lead to fear, anxiety, jealousy, greed. So more and more and more and more of those desires will get born again and again. Without God as the goal, our karmas will just keep increasing and increasing and increasing like this, because we cannot, like I said, when we are like Duryodhan, everything will get destroyed. Every desire that we have might get fulfilled, but they will eventually get destroyed. It's such a waste of time. It is like all the attachments that we had in our past life where we don't remember today. Similarly, all the desires that we had in our past few years without God as a goal, we don't remember that at all. Today only what we have today only we remember, but what we had in the past, how much do you remember? How many of those goals and desires are equally important to you? How many of those desires are equally fulfilling to you today? It lost its charm, isn't it? It lost its its luster. So that shine is lost. So we have to become that Durga Ma. Durga Ma is showing to us that unless your desire is rooted and its goal is God, it cannot get fulfilled, and it will get destroyed otherwise. She will destroy it. Everything will get destroyed. So a desire, so it's best have a desire and have it for God. Have it for God. For example, let's say I had told you that God is in everybody. God is in everybody, and there are devatas who are running this human body. That I have told in some past classes. Devatas and daityas are running this body based on our own karmas. When we need negative experiences, the daityas will be running it. When we need positive experiences, devatas will be running it based on command from God only. So what it actually means is, before we experience something, how do we experience? It will come through our sense organs. Sense organs will consume it. Then mind, it will go to the mind. Then we'll experience it in the mind, and then maybe body. That is the pathway. Before even it comes to the sense organs, God has already experienced it. Whatever we experience, no, God first experiences it. Whatever it may be, everything He will experience first inside us. Then it goes to these devatas or daityas. Because everybody will get their own share of experience. And everybody has, based on their level of ego, they will interpret it based on their level of consciousness. Whether it is daityas or whether it is devatas, because everybody is having a, spiritual growth in their own different ways. Wherever they are, from that point onwards, they are actually growing spiritually. So they will consume it next. And then only we consume it, which means we experience it. And of course, we interpret it based on our own level of consciousness. Either we are blaming poses or we are not blaming poses, or whatever we have learned, based on our awareness, we are doing it. So what I'm trying to tell is, everything is coming because of God. And God doesn't have karma and all of that. He experiences it, and the effects of that experience He doesn't experience. That is the fruits of the karma, no? We only get it. We get it, the devatas get it, all of us get it in our own respective shares based on our awareness. But experience is coming from God for based on our own respective natures. It is coming for us to self-realize, to see what we have within us. Okay, so God should be my goal. Comfort zone is you can think comfort zone is like a bad word. It is the only bad word that will not take us to God. And whenever we are thinking of comfort zone, no, desire is definitely behind it. I want something or the other will be there, and we'll run behind that comfort zone. So there is a desire. That is why you are running to your comfort zone. Okay, then as we walk on this path, lots of negative forces within us will not want us to walk on this path. So it's important that we remember this, that there will be challenges for us to be disheartened when walking on this path. I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that. All that will come. It's okay. Don't expect any results. Just keep doing whatever you're supposed to do. Just keep trying to know God. Just try to bring God more into your mind. Wherever he is there, automatically dharma will come, automatically acceptance will come, automatically surrender will come, automatically Lakshmi will come, prosperity will come, this will come, that will come. Devatas also will come, which means if devatas are coming, your eyes will be good, your nose will be good, your health will be good, everything will be good because they are running the organs. So where there is God, his team will follow. His team's skills will follow. Their roles and responsibilities will follow. Everything will follow. So just bring God more into your mind. He will guide you to do the right thing. And wherever that awareness comes, ask for clarity to practice that as much as possible. If you're not able to practice, it's okay. Don't be disheartened. Keep trying again and again. Okay? Because these things are for many years. We are not ending our journey anytime soon. Okay? Then we basically have desires from the ego to protect our body. And our body, when we are thinking we are body, then we'll have a lot of desires. So just have God as your goal and everything will fall in place. Okay? Any doubts in today's class? No doubts? Yeah, Durga?
Be so truthful, no? Our
Sorry, what?
poses are when we be so truthful in life, when we try to be truthful, even though the situation is challenging, the poses are saying like, being truthful is also not, I mean, it doesn't work on this Kali Yuga. Like they advise, the poses are advising, like if you be this truthful, the world will not be supporting for you. You need to just, even the river flows zigzag. So you need to flow that way, they are saying. For
Correct.
example,
See, correct. When they tell like that, what is it that you feel?
I feel like I want to be myself and don't want to be the way they say.
That
For
means you are irritated when they say that and say, why don't you mind your business? Your head is telling you that. Why
Okay.
shouldn't you just leave me alone? No, why should you keep advising all these things? I'll do
It's,
whatever I want. That is what the mind is saying.
it's actually a real-time example because now it's been almost 9 months since I'm jobless. So I'm the eldest one of the family. Then, I've been searching and searching, giving a lot of interviews, attending, and at the end, I don't expect the result, but somehow, it's not working. Again, I need to put effort, more effort, more effort. Now, 2 days ago, I got a call from a consultancy, and that person, he was very much eager to just push me into the company because when he pushes me into that company, I think he will get recognized from his side, I think. So, being an immediate joiner, he was trying to push as much as that possible. But the two openings, it got filled already. Now again, he was pushing, calling every day, and he asked, like, did you receive call from the HR? I said, yeah, no, I didn't receive. I'm just waiting still. Like after the two positions got filled, now he called me again and he said, the HR is saying that there is one position which is quite matching with your role, and there might also be budget thing. So I said, like, how much ever he spoke like this, he was just reducing and reducing. So somehow he wants to, put me into that immediate joining list so that he will get credits on his side. And I said, see, I need a shift timing. Like, he said, like, there will be UK shift and US shift. I said, I'm comfortable working with UK shift till 10 p.m. That is fine. Like, if it goes till 11:30 or 12:30, then he said, see, you have this much of gap. You shouldn't be straightforward like this. And in the resume also, there is only 7 years of experience. That is my actual experience. But what he is trying to tell me is put as 8 or 9. I said I cannot, lie my experience. It is only 7, the approximate experience. Now that is when he said, you need to flow like a river. You shouldn't. So he's just trying to.
What he's trying to tell you is,
Ah,
where is your resistance here? Your resistance was not to work in the night shift. See, in general, first, who knows how long you may work in night shift? Maybe 15 days you might work, 1 month you might work. After that, you might probably get a break in day shift itself. When I started my career, I worked in night shift only. For many months, I worked in night shift. After that only, I got a break to join into another company, which was a very small company. And then I joined that. And then those days, Y2K problem was going on, 2000. So when that Y2K problem was going on, again, I also, like other people, I put, if they were asking for 1 year experience, I had only 8 months. So I made it 1 year and I sent. You know how long I've sort of had that in my head that, I mean, almost my 20 years of career, I was constantly in that guilt mode that I shouldn't have done it. It happened and nothing really happened nobody came to me, nobody said, oh, why did this extra 4 months come from? Nobody asked me because I shifted from one company to another company. But over a period of time, they started doing background checks and all of that. But what I'm trying to tell is, in all of this situation, who was suffering? You were suffering. I was suffering. Nobody really came to me in that experience. But it's okay. What you did was right. You didn't want to fake it. But at the same time, you should also drop your resistance when somewhere an opening is available.
I felt that because early in my career, I worked in night shift for 3 years. And then again, I went to a company. The loop
It's
was
okay.
just repeating.
Initially going into that IT industry is far more important for you than it is like a big, imagine that this is a big compound. Going into the compound as a Mali is also okay. After that, you can maybe find a break and go anywhere else. But when you make rules saying, I will not even come as a Mali, I want to actually come as maybe a boss there or a person who's doing some other big job. It won't work. God sees, first of all, where is your resistance? First, you should look at where is your resistance and drop that resistance, drop that desire first. It's okay. Whether God gives me bitter God gives me raisin, God gives me anything, first let me take that as a prasad. At least, which is more important? You not going into night shift is important, or you faking your experience is far more important? You probably not faking your experience is far more important because that is the actual truth. Being truthful is far more important than being, what do you say, inflexible. So it's okay, be flexible, go do whatever God is asking you to do. Because unless you are bending towards anything, you will not really be eligible for other things in that God gives you, no? Because somewhere there is an experience for you, some cage is waiting for you to see, some pose is waiting for you. We will never look at everything as that kind of thing only. Somewhere there is a cage that I have to see. So you be curious and keep going into anything, especially where there is a resistance, you should walk that path only. Because there is growth. Where there is no resistance, everything is okay, comfort zone. Big deal. What are you learning from there? Nothing. Spiritually, you will not grow there. You will not grow in your comfort zone. You have to walk a path where there is resistance. That is where there is a cage. Everywhere there is no cage. It is still, what do you say, that where there is comfort zone, that is not becoming a cage yet. It will become a cage in the future. Today, that is not a cage. That is just a aram, say, that is like a garden. It is not a prison. You are aram there. It is not expired yet. Somewhere else it has expired. That is where you are seeing resistance. Your ego is fighting. It is seeing a trigger. So walk towards the trigger. Always. When you look at your life from a spiritual perspective all the time, then you should use this samsara or this world to grow. That is the tool that is used to grow. And the tool is showing you, here is your resistance. Walk that path. It's okay. And pray to God. See, He knows your desire. You don't have to ask. But are you surrendered enough? See, you may even say yes to night shift also. But somewhere the opening might come in between while you say yes to this consultant. In between those transactions, have faith that maybe one day shift only will open up by then. But when you say no here itself, you did not become open to the opportunity that could have unfolded in the future, no? So always see where is your resistance and drop that resistance and surrender there.
And I at last just ended up saying I didn't want that opportunity, but then I said I want to try it, and we'll talk to the interview panel that like how the team is and all that. Even to be in that acceptance, I said that to the consultancy person.
It's okay. I'm just saying you should watch you where's your resistance. See, sometimes when we try to do many of these things,
Yeah.
we want to control, we want to be comfortable when they tell us all these things. But the very important thing, even if I apply for this job, is everything favorable for me? Is everything comfortable for me? First, we see that only. That is our tendency. But what I'm saying is, first watch where are you resisting? That is a place of growth.
Just to notice that resistance perspective of that night shift.
Where
So
you in anything, what is my resistance? What don't I like here? Where do I have expectations? That you have to see first. Then surrender. Take that path. Say when try to walk that path and just surrender that trust that God will actually make it favorable for you. He will, because what he is actually appreciating is you learning surrender. See, experiences are not coming so that you need that job or whatever. All these are just orchestrated so that you learn surrender. So we need to walk towards path where surrender opportunities are more. Why will you surrender if everything is okay? There is no growth. There is no acceptance, nothing. So in every situation, something or the other is there. That is why it is coming to you, no? It is coming to show you where your cages are. The life in the entire life, the goal is only to reach God. And how will you reach God? Only with your cages. Only by recognizing your cages, you will reach God. So let that be the focus. The classes teaching should not be forgotten when you're looking for a job, when you're doing with your when you're with your children, or when you're with this. So it doesn't work like that. It should be applied at all times. And walk where there is comfort, there is zero God. No God. No God, no growth. No dharma also. Nothing is there. It is like being in heaven. People in heaven don't grow. Many people say, I want to go to heaven. There is no growth in heaven. You're just stand still. You're just enjoying, that's all. And there is no growth. You will not get God there. You'll only get all the desires fulfilled. And Bhagavad Gita doesn't encourage that. Because Bhagavad Gita is a moksha shastra. Moksha shastra means it is going to take you to ultimate happiness. And that ultimate happiness is not in heaven. Heaven, you'll get temporary happiness. And comfort zone is heaven. There is only temporary happiness. Once that comfort zone energy points are over, you will be back to your discomfort. But if there is no practice to manage the discomfort, it is a waste. So we have to keep practicing to be in discomfort, learn to surrender, learn to accept the discomfort. It is coming to grow me. It is coming to help me. It is coming to all of that we have to think. Okay? Shalom. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I want to share some things.
Tell me, Anita.
Yes, with regard to seeking God, I heard this, like Sita Mata, the only desire she had in her entire life was when she saw the golden deer and she asked to Bhagwan Ram, she wants the deer. That is the only time that Bhagwan left her and went to fetch her desire. That is the time the Ravan, like an ego, came and grabbed her, and it took so long to get back to Ram.
Yes.
So it's like how we are praying to God to get our desires. Give me this promotion, give me this money, give me this house, car, etc. Asking God to go away from us and take care of that, our desire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes,
Instead,
yes,
we
yes.
need to pray for God, be with me. Let the
Yes, yes,
desire, let whatever come. So
yes,
that
yes,
was
you're
so much
absolutely right.
touching. And that was so, when you were saying, when you were giving all those jnana, it was so much reflecting how true this is.
True, true. She had only one desire and took so long for her to get back to Ram. We have so many desires across so
Yeah.
many lives. Imagine how long we'll take to get back to
Yes.
Ram.
Yes.
And it's okay. That is why we are actually struggling to get back to Ram. Because ego has become so, our mind is so clouded with ego now.
Yes.
Ravan's attitude or his nature is now ingrained inside us. And for us to become Vibhishan, we are trying to become Vibhishan. In the Ravan kingdom itself, we are trying to pray, and be like the Bhakta of Ram. And then someday Ram is going to come and fetch us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a long journey, but at the same time, we have to not stop trying. Okay, Durga, you understood what, right? And also think that maybe sometimes you're see whether you're doing I know that you feel that you're not doing your job or something, but then you're still doing job for God. You're still taking care of your baby and all of that. No, that job
My
is still
niece,
there.
Akka, she's my niece.
Oh, Nisa, okay, sorry.
Sister's baby.
Okay, okay, sorry.
She just 2 months. So my dad was having her. I was just, he was help. I think he was holding for a while and he was looking for help. So I just came and,
Okay, okay.
brought.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway, you
still
understood about your
unmarried.
job, no?
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
remember that you're working for God only, working for the love of Him. So think that when you are ready, see, imagine if he's your employee and you say, no, I don't want this, I don't want that. Will you be his best employee? No, he
Actually,
should.
I even noticed when I said, I don't, the opportunities coming in, when I accepted the whole situation, I said, oh, to God, like, I'm okay with anything. So that at that moment, I was not even desired to even have a job. I said, "Well, I'm okay with everything," and then the opportunities started flowing in. And the minute I got resistance, the same way it all, it was all
Hmm.
going
Think
outside
that
because of the.
if you are the employer and if your maid says, I'll do this, I'll not do that, then what will you think? So we have to learn to become good servants. If I am a servant to a boss, what kind of, if my boss has to like me, in general, my God has to like me, then what kind of servant should I be? If you are that kind of attitude, if you have, no, he will give you. He will give you. Definitely, he will give you a job. If you are open to, God, you're giving me this, okay, you want me to work on this, you want me to be in night shift, okay, I'll be there. If you're going to feel happy that I have to work in night shift, I'll do that also. That is where surrender comes, no? I'll do night shift also, God. You want me to work in night shift, I'll work night shift also. You want me to work in afternoon shift, I'll work afternoon shift. You want me to struggle for this, I'll struggle for this. It's okay. You are going to be happy, I'll be happy. It's more like that. That is why God has to be your goal first. Then you'll do. Then night shift will not be a big thing for you because you're constantly thinking of Him only. You're thinking He's your employer, He's your everything, He's your this, He's your that. So, like, His happiness will be the ultimate for you in everything. Okay? Chalo. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank
Speaking
you.
God, to my spiritual
Thank
teacher,
you,
to all the
ma'am.
spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones, we thank you all for your great, great presence. Thank you.